So I've been wanting to make videos or start making videos again. Um, about my, everything that's been happening and stuff like that. And I know it's been a while, about 6 months. It is like April 26th. And with my whole gastric surgery and everything, I was going to do the sleeve. I was scheduled November 28th. I was ecstatic. I was so fucking excited. I'm like, yes, finally. After hiccups and having to deal with counselors and stuff like that, getting approved, waiting forever, I got scheduled. Well, one of the things that happened was November 1st. I wasn't feeling so hot, a couple days before that. Kind of a little bit out of breath. And finally, November 1st, I come back from lunch, from work. Get it back at lunch, get up to my desk. And I was taking it easy. I didn't go outside. I didn't walk very far. I, went to the break room on the other side of the building. Get back. I can't breathe. I cannot freaking breathe. Sit there trying to collect, just try and collect myself, like calm down. And it felt like I'd run a marathon. And my fat ass does not run. And I sit right across from my old manager. Well, our supervisor, she's no longer there anymore. But I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't fucking breathe. And this is kind of scaring me. Well, after about 10 minutes, I still can't catch my breath. I'm like, and I was scared. Well, I say screw it. I go to urgent care. I walk in and I drive all the way from Liberty Lake to downtown, which is about 15 miles. May not seem very far, but it is. Well, I get to urgent care. I walk in. Thankfully, there's like no wait. And I'm like, I can't breathe. And they're like, okay. They put a little, the oximeter on my finger. My oxygen saturation, I'll tell you in a sec. Apparently oxygen saturation from 95 to 100 is average for any human. Anything below 95, something to look at, but not a huge concern. Once you hit below like 93, there's an issue. Mine was like 86% saturation. And the nurse, he kind of freaks out. He's like, come with me now. They immediately put me on oxygen. And then finally they're asking me questions. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And they ask me if I have any chest pain. I tell them I don't have chest pain, but I did for a few moments, a few different times. Like little stabs. And one of them being for about 5 minutes. I was like, kind of like heartburn, but it just wouldn't go away. So finally, as soon as I said chest pain, the doctor like freaks out. Well, I go to urgent care because I'm not freaking out. But the doctor did. She's like, okay, hold on. She runs off, does whatever, comes back about 10 minutes later and is like, okay, so we have an ambulance on the way and you were going to the ER. With the breathing problems, this can be a bigger issue than we thought. And we're not equipped to handle this. And I'm like, a freaking ambulance, come on. It's literally 0.4 miles from urgent care to the ER. She would not let me drive. She would not release me. She's like, you are absolutely not leaving this place on your own 2 feet. Seriously? Come on. But I understand. So the ambulance gets there and they look at me and they're like, oh. I'm like, what? Yeah, we're going to need the Barry bus, which apparently is the firefighters because they have a bigger gurney for my fat ass. And I'm like, seriously, I can walk. And the EMT, she was awesome. The guy, he just kind of didn't say anything, but she was awesome. She comes up to me and she's like, don't worry, this doctor does this every time. And I'm like, what? She's like, oh, she always over-exaggerates shit. And don't worry, can you walk? And I'm like, yeah. Okay, let me hook you up to the oxygen on the gurney. And so I'm like walking right behind it, right next to the EMT. And she's like, come on, let's go before she sees us. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? So I'm like, okay, hurry up, let's go. Then I gotta climb into the back of this fucking ambulance. And I'm like, I'm not sitting in the gurney. I'm gonna sit on the bench across from where the gurney is. And so she's sitting at the head, and then the driver. They shoo away the Barry bus or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm a fat ass, but I don't need special gurneys or, you know, having 4 firemen come in because I'm fat. Could that be more embarrassing? Like, I've never had to have accommodations for this shit. I'm fat, not decrepit, but whatever. So we get there. And they all start freaking out. They're like, oh my God, okay, let's get you on oxygen, blah, blah, blah. And then I wait for 6.5 hours. And I'm like sitting there, not being able to breathe. They got me on like oxygen at not the highest level, but like, I'd say 5 milliliters per second. I don't know. Which is pretty high dosage. And I'm sitting there for 5.5, 6.5. I don't know. I don't remember. It was like 6 hours. Because I left work at around noon. And I didn't even get seen until about 8 o'clock. The hospital bed in the ER, absolutely uncomfortable. Like sitting on my tailbone. Legs falling asleep. So I'm sitting between the bed and this little round rolling chair. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I really didn't have anything for lunch. Like, I had a couple snacks. And I just want to go home. I want to take a shower. I want to go to sleep. Well, finally, they tell me, you have to be admitted. And I'll tell you when I come back. So, I never got to finish my story. It's been a couple days. It's Sunday now. But yeah, so I had to get admitted to the hospital. They only told me 1 at the time, but I actually ended up having 5 blood clots in my lungs. I'm like, dude, fucking 29 years old, and probably about 48 hours away before it could possibly kill me. Like, holy crap. How does that even happen? So I'm admitted overnight. Hadn't eaten since noon. By the time I even get a room and everything after CAT scan, which I barely fit. Oh, that was hell. And of course my anxiety went like skyrocketed. But yeah, they confirmed I had blood clots in my lungs. Had to start Lovenox injections like immediately. And I had to give myself injections. Like, that's crazy. And I mean, I don't have diabetes, so I've never, well, the type of diabetes that you have to give yourself insulin. So I've like Never had to deal with that. It was a little nerve-wracking, but you know, shit happens. I didn't die. They told me I could have stayed 2 nights. I stayed 1. I just really needed to come home, shower, and, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, I'm alive. And since November 1st, when all this happened, I've been a wreck. Like, in full honesty, I didn't give a shit about anything anymore. I was in contact with my doctor and the doctors at the hospital, my surgeon, and all of that, trying to make sure that my surgery didn't get canceled. I'll be right back. And I'm back. But yeah, I was working to make sure that my surgery wasn't canceled. And well, I was informed that I would have to be on Lovenox shots in my belly for an entire 30 days. And then I'm like trying to make everything work, be like, okay, I'm on my blood thinners, and then I have to be off blood thinners at least, or any medications, at least like 10 days before surgery. I had complete hope that, you know, my surgery wasn't going to be canceled or rescheduled or anything like that. And the fucked up part was, with Rockwood, oops, excuse me, my glasses are falling off. Oh. With Rockwood, you can go on and you can see all your appointments and everything. Well, I happened to check on a Friday evening, and it's like 6 o'clock, so everybody's out of the offices and gone for the weekend. Stupid me goes and checks. 0 appointments. All 15 of my appointments, because they do the 2 pre-ops, 2 post-ops, 2 for like the next year, of course 2 for the surgery, and so forth, blah blah blah. They're gone. They're all gone. At that point, I wanted to jump off a bridge, go play in traffic. Hey semi, how would you like to meet my face? All of that. I was done. I think I cried for like a full 3 hours, maybe even more. Complete wreck. It ruined my entire weekend. I had worked my ass off, as you know from some of my other videos, with the counseling and getting approved and finally getting a date, then having to wait 12 weeks for a date when it should have been no more than 6. I mean, I've been ups and downs, and I started February of 2016. Like I said, I worked my ass off, and it was all taken away from me. Well, I tried going back to work. I'm on oxygen 24 hours a day. Only like 3 milliliters or something like that. It was helping. Got the little portable thing. Yay, that was, didn't really go out in public for a long time, unless I had to go grocery shopping. It really, really took its toll on me. But I'll delve into from like the end of November until, I'd say March on another video. But the good news is, my surgery date is May 15th. Today is, I think, the 30th, because tomorrow's the 1st, May 1st. I already went out to sushi, my one last time at sushi, for my 30th birthday with a couple friends, which was totally awesome. And I don't know, I'm not apprehensive, I'm not nervous. I just want to get this over with. I want to get in, get gutted like a pig, get my insides rearranged, and come out on the other end with a new life. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna fucking suck. I'm gonna be in pain. And I don't want to say I'm going at it alone. I am and I'm not. I have a friend staying with me that has been through the surgery. She's had the bypass. And it sucks because I watch her being sick all the time. She eats a little bit of this and she's sick. She eats a little bit of that and she's sick. Right now, I mean, she's not eating the greatest. But I'm learning a lot from what she's eating. But I know it's different from everybody. But yeah, very optimistic. I am on multiple Facebook groups. And one of them, I discovered a girl, 2, that were 500 pounds. And one of them, she had her surgery June 29th of last year. And she's already down to 318. And she's like maybe an inch or 2 shorter than me. And she looks fucking good. So I'm very optimistic that, hey, if I work my ass off, I could hopefully lose 200 pounds in a year. And I'm excited to have that hopefully possibly happen. So until next time, I will go into a little bit more. I'm trying to get these videos done. Mostly for myself. Then I can go back and see how stupid I look. But, comparison videos, and we'll see.